Hi everyone, it's Jampot. Here to play some Galaxy, here to play Beanstalk, I think. I think that this captain leads to fun games. The thing that you're doing, you get to do it, but it's not so busto that you like it's not one of those things where like, oh, you either didn't do anything at all or you got to a position where you didn't really have to make decisions. You get to I think it scales alongside the game at about the right pace. I think this is what we settled on last time after a couple of adjustments, and I'm happy with it. Uh, Daughter of Athena's a little bit weak, but yeah, part of it was that this is a hero. Oh my god, that's early, but wow. Not that this board is good, but I think that this is really dangerous for our opponents. Ring of Valor has a couple places to go. Sailor Spinach is nicer, I think, when you're like about to enter a new tier. We're about to lose one charge of it. I think we can just take Ring of Valor. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, I should have taken Puss in Boots without a doubt. That was just used to thinking like Dragonling, two treasures already, rock solid, but Puss in Boots is well set up to hunt, and that's so much better. Okay, couple of options. No hurry to scale this lance a little anymore. I don't know that there's a lot of Fey things that we like truly care about, but you can often get some use out of them. Jack in the Box, this is too slow. We're not really like scaling our slots big enough for this to stay relevant for long without some more help, and then I think we'll probably have scaled our shop to go off of it. So if it's not great now and we'll replace it better later, let's take something else. Let's just let's just take this. It can go places. It's, has respectable stats because of that. It seems like an Ahab. Putting my weaker things in front actually because of the Ahab, I think it'll have a better chance to work out. hmm Pretty incredible timing on that, I think. Oh, it doesn't work that way. Never mind. I keep taking printing press and it does nothing. Will I learn from that? It's possible I will. It's possible I will click this instead because this is capable of like, let's say that we get it to +4/+4. That's nothing special. Let's just take this. Turn 4. All three of these provide minor value, right? Like nesting scrub file scales our shop very, very small amount. I guess given that, we should just grab this. So we need to remember to like switch off of our things over time because they are getting weaker than our shop things. This would give us a level 3. Oh no, this because it's not doing a quest anymore. So let's just take breadcrumbs. Excellent common. I guess we might as well just put Ahab in the front now. So next turn, if we wanted to, which I think we should just so that we can move on from this little lance, we can put it up there. Which is another reason why the nesting scrub fowl made a little more sense. Seems like we can Karma Chameleon pretty convincingly. Could take Giving Tree and bench it for later. We could take it and just use it to give us a like reasonable slot buff, but I would much rather do that when we have a support going. There's just so many ways that this can do an enormous amount. I do need to remember that this little lens is just giving +1/0. Usually when you put this in your deck, it's either like um, you're probably scaling it. So the mid game is kind of solved, and that's far from the case. Yeah, I like this. Oh, we didn't have to put Little Ants there, I think. No, no, we still did. Okay. Galactic Rock with this much health, pretty scary, especially... No, no, because the way that it works is they probably got it off of falling to 1 health in their actual fight, but they just haven't done that in our lobby. Okay, so they're not going to spike yet another one, but we could go places. Gemstone Gardens was kind of the thing that we wanted to get out of this tier, if I remember correctly, so I wonder if we should even bother picking up this Ahab over just a Lost in the Woods. There's a lot of things that we would much rather have out of these rarities. We could also just take Peter Pan, and then that does a tiny bit. I think that's actually better than Lost in the Woods. A Hungry Hyena's okay. Just procs this. Procs this. Don't care about this hunting. Yeah, I mean, you need the Gemstone Gardens for these picks to make sense after, to be honest, you kind of need them for these picks to make a lot of sense on like turn 3, but like certainly, but turn 6, 7. But once you have the Gemstone Gardens, it keeps up. It'll fall off, but you don't have to go that big before doubling makes sense. Spoon Willow. I should have considered that and maybe put things back here, but we have Daedalus, and that's kind of a more, just an easier way to make this work. So I'm still going to take this Spoon Willow. I think it's plenty good. Here we're kind of, I wonder how likely 22 is going to hunt. I think this is just safer. We don't need this. 2-blind mice has big stats. We can make that work. I don't know how long I want to just have this Karma Chameleon like sitting here, but clearly a little bit longer is the answer. And Helika's very, very big. It's going to be the pick over something here, and I think... so how much is this providing, this baby bear? It's providing uh, quite a bit, actually. I guess I don't need this 2-blind mice, I don't need this Karma Chameleon, but I want it. I want to see what it's got. We could also go off of this Karma Chameleon and hope to pick one up a little bit later, maybe get a secret rare, but I think I've been a little bit too over eager to do that, although it's kind of the time. Well, no, I think we should buy Angelica. I think we have enough power to take it instead of this. Boon Willow provides a ton of stats, maybe something... I mean, Papa Bear's going in over something here. It's just a matter of what. I kind of feel like at the end of the day, we don't need a billion like random slot bonuses. Like these will be good enough. These are basically good enough to keep us present in these fights and then set us up for multipliers pretty soon. So let's not worry about getting every single one of our chips down before we, like we have chips. We need more. I do think that this game very much exists in like a post Balatro era, in that kind of approach to numbers. Yeah, I think our best way of actually winning is not to like stay on theme to the maximum, but to have used our things to set up things that do numbers that aren't like these numbers so far are appropriate to what we're doing. This number is not appropriate for like it's not at all comparable if this hunts to what we could expect to get out of a single shop. And it's allowed to do that because we did all this other stuff to set it up. Karma Chameleon back here to hope that it gets KO'd. this turn, and then next turn we'll put it in a more aggressive slot. This Angelica doesn't have to stick around for very long. Even if it just gets one hunt off, that's more than enough. But double Angelica, very real. I don't think it's real enough to pass up on a Daedalus. I think that is just what we're doing. Maybe we should have gotten off of this Spoon Willow, but I don't think so. This is not buffing that many slots right now. We kind of have to figure out a way to continue buffing our slots, because right now we just have Little Lance going. But again, numbers are big enough that I think our best bet to like actually meaningfully impact that is Goldilocks and Double Double rather than um and you know, more Daedalus stuff rather than Pop Bear. Nice, okay. That's pretty nice actually. +19 is what our shop's at. That's not enormous, but it's certainly big. I'm never quite sure how it works with this Angelica. I will take a bigger Angelica. How big did this get? Yeah, so okay. Here. Ah, I see. You know, it's gonna be pretty hard to support both this Spoon Willow and this Daedalus in general, but right now they're both just very good. Uh, I don't think we need Friar Tuck. We just don't have space for it. Our back slots are for supports. It's a waste of our Angelica buff. Two Blind Mice probably isn't, but mm, hmm. It's just so enormous. I think we should take it and try and just close the door, because like yeah, we don't need the Spoon Willow anymore. We don't strictly need this Trevina either, but I think it has some. I think it'll just kind of incidentally, not dominate the way that it could, but to keep up is good enough for me. I don't think we have to Stroke of Midnight. Leftover pieces. I can't think of a good way for us to proc from where we are. I guess I'll take a Spiked Shield because technically it does something here. There we go. Okay, where do we want our buffs? I think I would like some buffs on this first slot, actually. Maybe that's less good with Trevina. Maybe I should have just taken the +100 or so, rather than try and spike one of these two. I think there's a real argument for that. But I think we get to... Yeah, +7/+7 is powerful. They have a Melodies loot, could certainly go off, but they're just not going to have the time. Like, not that we had to go like for this two blind mice for that to happen, but I think it was the time for us to not worry about our scaling and just finish the game. Yeah, I think that went great. We had gemstone mine nice and like early when it was still relevant, and then like I said, like we didn't get too caught up with little numbers. We used our little numbers to set up our big numbers. Yeah, I've been liking Beanstalk. Good captain. Um, Lots of things to do in your shops, which is the main thing that I find frustrating in a captain more than their like maximum power level. See you later. Bye.